super religious. She has one tit. She's funnier than me.
Yeah, it's not your fault. I'm listening to
You
all
gotta
the
start
therapy.
crying now. Yeah,
It's not your fault
start crying like Matt Damon.
because he's lying down. We're gonna do therapy.
Yeah.
I thought you just wanted to know about my mom.
I do, but in a Freudian.
Oh, you
sense.
want me to tell everything that's bad about her?
No, I don't care.
Well, she's a little bit more religious than you'd want.
Than the standard amount.
Yeah.
What's a good amount of religious?
Like you go to church on Christmas and Easter,
Yeah.
and you're very anti-pedophile or whatever, I guess.
That's good. That's probably good. Good measure. I went to church enough.
You're just like a decent person that believes you should go to work and.
So if you had a control for the experiment and you weren't raised religious, do you think you'd still be as good of a person with morals?
Nah, dude, I'd be a piece of shit.
Yeah. I'd be out here murdering mics and people.
Well, I don't know. Like, if you read like, if you believe what Jesus said, that's a good way to live your life.
Yeah.
Except for the part where he got mad at the tree for not having fruit because it wasn't that season
He
yet.
called the tree a faggot or something.
It's a metaphor, bro.
It's a metaphor for you better know what Jesus wants before he even says it.
The only thing I don't like about Jesus is when he flipped over all the money changers
Righteous
tables. It's like,
anger.
dude, they're just trying to make a buck.
Well, and if
He's
that-
very anti-capitalist.
Was he the only Jew that didn't like money?
Yeah. Well, he was black. That's
Why
why.
That's
are
why
you
they
guys
killed him.
Why are you guys making all this money? That's what we do.
Why would you not want to make money?
Kill that man.
We have to do something about this guy.
I was trying to add something on my old 10-year-old said about getting caught with porn about God watching kids jerk off because I came in my own mouth and I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
But even though nobody saw it except Jesus, Jesus saw it because Jesus sees everything because God's watching all the kids jerk off. And that's why all the priests want to watch kids jerk off because what would Jesus do?
Yeah. Jesus, don't. It happens a lot more than you would think.
Spanking is just like a diet version of every other religion where they find some kind of loophole where they can make kids take their pants off.
Yeah. I never bought that whole priests have sex with kids because they're not allowed to have wives.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not allowed to get married, so they jump straight to
Yeah.
pedophilia. That's not allowed either.
It's a big jump. That's a big hotchscotch.
Yeah, it's like, I can't have sex with a woman. I gotta have sex with a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like whatever's around, man. And there's altar boys, and
Yeah.
there's, it's like when you're in prison, right? It's like prison rules, but it's
crime
in
of
the church.
convenience.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think maybe it's just the unfettered access to little boys that attracts the pedophiles to be priests.
I mean, we did the same thing, sort of. During COVID, we just only hung out with our neighbors. And then after COVID went away, we were like, these neighbors are shitty. We shouldn't be doing this. They just did something dumb because it was easy.
I never had neighbors that I hung out with.
Our houses are like all 2 feet apart. It's like a trailer park, but their houses.
That's good.
Up on each other.
Which is the meth house?
That's
went
gone.
right across, right?
Yeah.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. Most of the time, whenever I meet the neighbors that they keep bringing around, I do the Obi-Wan quote, like, "You've picked up more pathetic life forms."
Yeah. Oh, is it Qui-Gon?
Well, that's what Obi-Wan says to Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
It's me. I'm Obi-Wan. You're Qui-Gon. I'm like,
Okay.
you've picked up more pathetic life forms.
The ability to speak does not
Yeah.
make you intelligent. They wasted Qui-Gon. That was a really good.
No, he's a good
guy.
character. Yeah. So it's the God Awful Gospel Hour, and we have a special guest, Heath Underhill.
What's up, party people? I don't know why I said that.
We've had a continuing experiment to try to find out what night is the best night for mics, and Heath has been with me for 2 of them. We did
Wednesday.
a Monday one. We did a Wednesday one. Wednesday was the best so far. I still haven't done Tuesday or Thursday.
I think
But-
Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the best days for mics.
There's nothing on Friday.
There's the Book Burrow, which I think is like a storytelling thing, but it's up north. So Might as well be in another
No, if
state.
you're downtown on Friday, there's nothing. What we went to that one after Queens of the Stone Age. What night of the week was that? That was at Rapolo's upstairs.
Yeah, they don't do Rapolos anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the God. What night was that? It was a weeknight. I know. Was it a Tuesday?
Okay.
I know we walked by Creek in the Cave,
Yeah.
and it was too late or something. 'Cause it was like 11:30, and we got down to Rapolos. How do you say that? And
Rapolos.
Rapolos.
yeah,
Rapolos.
Surprise-a-los.
and we caught the very end of that trans woman's
Yeah.
hosting it at the comedy upstairs, and then Josh immediately invited a drug dealer to come be on the podcast.
Nice.
Well, he said he was going to give us free peyote
Yeah,
once. I was like, obviously you're a drug dealer.
yeah.
I would
You're
like to
supposed to
get some peyote. That's one I haven't done yet.
But yeah, Wednesday has. Well, we went to Delilah's. Heath was hosting a lovely event at Delilah's back porch yard.
Yep, we had 4 people in the audience, not all at the same time. Tough to do.
Oh yeah. Well, it is kind of a drive in and out through movie theater type looking back alley garage.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't
it's a
expect
good-
everybody to be at the same time.
it's a good room, but it's like the location sucks. But that's what I'm hitching my wagon to because the guy lets us do comedy there for free.
Well, you're trying to help gentrify it and make it nice, you know.
Yeah,
See?
I'm trying to get all the unnecessaries out of there.
Filter out the
Undesirables.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, we went to Wanderlust, and there was no one there. It was a really cool room, really cool bar. It was like a gay wine thing. They had like a runway for fashion in this big room, and there was only 2 people there, some couple having wine, and then there was a little room to the side for comedy. It was completely empty.
Uh-huh.
And the bartender was like, somebody showed up and then left, and then I was going to leave, and then he showed up. He was passing out flyers for his thing.
I
And
think
then
the host was sick or something.
we were trying to decide if we were going to go to the yard or not and do the comedians.
I want to do that one, but I don't want them to. I don't want them to influence my innocent little mind with their
Yeah.
illicit drugs.
You know, you said you've done Comedy High a couple times.
Yeah, I have. I've done it before. It's not. I don't enjoy that.
Yeah. And everybody's passing around shit at Mike's outside, and it's like, you're trying to fuck me up. I
Yeah,
can't do that.
Sabotage.
I remember I was at the creek one time, and somebody's like, "You want to hit this weed?" And I took a hit, and we all started sitting in a circle, and I sat there for a good hour, and I didn't say one word. I was
Yeah.
just staring at everyone.
That's what I thought happened to you at Roscoe's when you got me with that photographic memory. Photographic memory. But I thought you smoked something or did something and forgot your shit.
Yeah, it's a really good joke.
But then, yeah, we were trying to decide whether to go to the yard or Lucky Duck, and the Lucky Duck was a good decision because you did some cool-ass Hollywood shit and got us bumped up to sooner so we could go to Roscoe's.
Yeah, so if you're listening and you're a comic, the Lucky Duck is a bump mic.
Okay.
And if you sign up for the mic in order, don't, like, you're kind of a sucker. Because,
Yeah.
like, what you're supposed to do is you go talk to the host and you get him to bump you in.
Okay, so I signed up and I said, do you want me to put your name on the list? And you were like, nah, man. And I was like, why? Because
Yeah.
I don't know what a bump mic is.
Well,
I've never even heard of that before. We were there during the mic before the mic that we signed up for. So you have to get there really early to be first on the list for that because everyone's already there anyway.
that one's like an online sign up.
Oh.
You got to message Alden.
Okay. For the premise tag writing thing?
Yeah.
That's cute. People are handing each other little sheets of paper.
Yeah, it's good. I've gotten some good tags from that.
Okay. I mean, that's a good spot. It's like a comedy amphitheater.
Yeah.
It was
it's
full with a lot of people. I mean, that's the most people I've seen outside of a room for comedy, which was cool. And you could hear it from far away. I mean, maybe it was attracting people. You could hear it from Kebabalicious.
nice. Yeah, I like Lucky Duck. Well, actually, that was the first time I've been there in like 2 years because the last time I had I'm a little bit vindictive. If I get slighted, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm never going back there.
Yeah. So I did that at McDonald's because there was a homeless guy in the McDonald's bothering
Uh-huh.
me. And I was like, I'm going to call them and tell them they've lost my business. I'm sure Ronald McDonald's going to be like, oh, no, minus
Yeah.
one person
Oh shit!
from our million served.
Yeah.
Whatever shall we do at the Slaughter and Manchac location with a drive-through in the parking lot of the HEB that's always full of cars.
God, I hate that place.
Yeah, it's a fucking nightmare. They laid it out wrong.
My favorite thing about McDonald's is no one will admit that they eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
I think Jim Gaffigan did a bit about it. It's
Dude,
like they served over 1 billion people. Somebody is eating there, but like nobody wants to admit it.
Dude, I'll eat sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits
Yeah,
all day.
McDonald's food, like breakfast, I'll have like egg McMuffins and stuff like
Their
that.
hash browns are awesome. You bring it home and put it on Trader Joe's green habanero sauce. Mwah, Papa Verde. And then Roscoe's was rad. Roscoe's, we both got our name pulled from the bucket. That was kind of neither here nor there, but it wasn't super crowded. So I think most people got up. Some people didn't.
Roscoe's is my favorite club because they let me perform there.
That's what, I started telling people about the podcast, whoever did a favor for me, because I got all excited. I was jazzed. I had a good set at Lucky Duck. But yeah, last night, Donnie had a bunch of people over here. We had a little party over here yesterday, and I couldn't tell if it was wives or no wives. I told you could bring your fiance.
Yeah, she didn't want to come.
And then I thought Jason was bringing his wife.
Yeah.
I didn't
give
tell Chris either way.
Yes or no. I assumed that some people would have their significant others come, but it ended up being a total dude party.
Yeah, until my wife showed up.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there was 3 girls later.
Oh, yeah.
It got cool. There was chicks, man.
Yeah, I feel like all y'all's friends are so smart and educated. They're like, I'm a programmer, I'm a whatever. I'm like, I work in a warehouse.
Yeah. Maybe that's what happened to all your wires over here. People started fucking with them because they were all smarties over here. Well, I was thinking how weird it would be for you to tell people, like, no wives or girls allowed.
Yeah.
That's 40-year-old men.
This
that
is a
sounds
dude party.
like so Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah,
no
it is.
Gross girls.
Yeah, the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
But a bunch of guys with wives, if you told them that, they'd be like,
yes,
thank you.
Yeah. Yes,
awesome. Yes, please. Great idea.
I'm so you guys are a little bit older than me, so the fact that you have friends that come over and hang out in like a group setting kind of blew my mind a little bit.
Yeah. Nobody does that anymore?
Nobody my age. We're all like, well, maybe they do, but I don't. I'm like,
hanging out.
if I have a friend, I visit friends on like an individual basis, just go hang out with them, and it's never like a big get together unless it's like a funeral or something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we have to kind of force these type of hangouts. We have about about 3 every year, I would say, and we would definitely have to like say, hey, everybody, come! I'm gonna cook. Are you coming? Hey, can you come to this? Hey, and I mean, there was probably
to quadruple confirm everybody.
Yeah, there was probably 6 other people who I tried to show up that didn't. So, but it was the exact amount of people that I wanted at the house. It was fun.
We're lucky. Everybody who did show up could show up.
Yeah,
usually something pops up. Everybody's got wives, kids.
Yes, with the being married and having kids and all that, so many people just stay. And then COVID really like reinforced like, oh no, we just hang out at our house with our families all the time. We don't go out and do things.
My social anxiety was weird before COVID. Now it's normal, so I like it.
Yeah,
it's my little friend. It's my little Pokemon that
I know one thing. Nobody makes fun of you for eating in your car anymore. Yeah. That was a big thing. Before COVID, people were like, oh, eating in your car? It's so sad. And I'm like, what? Yeah. How's that sad? I just don't want to be around anybody I like.
Yeah. You know what I noticed a lot driving around a truck all day is women crying in their cars in parking lots.
Love it.
Because I'm in a truck higher than everyone else and looking down on everybody. And you park a lot, to do computer shit or just take a break. It's your truck. It's your little van life kind of thing all day long for 8 hours.
Nothing gets me more hard than a woman crying in traffic.
Yeah, the old tears as lube.
So I was coming back from the liquor store because I went and got some liquor last night, and there was a car on Mopac that had been pulled over, and there was a woman sitting amongst the bluebonnets.
Yeah.
And I was like, is she taking a bluebonnet picture? And then I got closer, and I realized she was on her phone, and she was crying because her car had broken down. And I was like, that would be the perfect bluebonnet picture for me to snap and post to like the Austin subreddit. Be like, hey, here's my bluebonnet picture. It's a woman crying because her car broke down.
Happy spring, everybody.
Yeah. Spring forward, fall back, start crying, shit your pants in traffic. I was watching Tokyo Vice. Speaking of dudes rocking, Ansel Engelhort, whatever this show of that.
Yeah.
He got in trouble for some kind of Me Too shit, and he's fine. Nothing happened. He still gets to have his show. They didn't cancel season 2. It's still pretty good. But on HBO Max, under that show for the genre, it says period drama. And I was like, that's redundant.
Yeah.
Periods are drama, and drama is a period. That's why women are crying in traffic and on the side of the road. They're having period drama. Somebody got a Neuralink implant for one of the first human tests.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's using it to play Civ 6.
Yeah, how? I didn't really look into that very much, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you ever play Civ? Any of those?
I can think of nothing worse than the ability to play video games just in my brain.
Yeah.
That.
If you're autistic, that'd be rad. You take over the world like the
know.
Lawnmower Man.
What's Heath doing? Well, he's been playing. I think he's here at work, but I think he's just playing.
Yeah, he's staring off into space.
Why is his left eye twitching? Tentacle hentai VR.
Yeah.
Don't bother that side of Heath. He's busy over there.
I don't know. If you could go back to me at 10 years old and say, hey, in the future you can play video games in your mind, I'd be like, I'd do that all the time anyway. At school, I just imagine Super Mario Brothers shit. I don't want to learn math.
Yeah. We're looking forward to March 21st or 3rd or whatever, because Dragon's Dogma 2 came out and Rise of the Ronin came out the same day. We were trying to figure out which game to get. Because we can't, but as much, Donnie, as you accuse me of buying every game, we can't get away with buying 2 in one pay period at my house. The management won't approve $120 worth of video game purchases in a pay cycle.
Even that's so much money.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Paying $70 every 2 weeks.
Well, we don't get
for
a game
video
right.
games.
If there's a good one coming, and they were hyping up Dragon's Dogma and Rise of the Ronin.
Yeah,
Rise of the Ronin looked kind of like Ghost of Tsushima, but with like a hang glider.
Here, do you want to see what the warning that comes up at the beginning of Rise of the Ronin is?
Yeah, period drama.
Rise of the Ronin is a fictional story that takes inspiration from a time of expansion in Japanese history. Throughout their gaming journey, players will encounter historically significant characters and events which shape the history of Japan, but do not represent modern-day ideals of the diverse teams that designed, produced, and published this title.
Fuck, I chose poorly. I got Dragon's Dogma instead of... I'm getting Rise of the Ronin this Wednesday to make up for my mistake.
I don't think Dragon's Dogma has we're sorry, we're not diverse. This is not a diverse story. I'd rather have the game that doesn't have the...
they're saying sorry now for not telling everyone about the microtransactions until release day.
I wish they would have put something like that on Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Like, sorry guys, we're not everybody.
And everybody's punching Nazis now because of that game. The kids got influenced and they think you're supposed to punch all the Nazis.
Well,
it's because of Wolfenstein. Yeah. They told me to. What was the one we were talking about yesterday? Helldivers. There's a kid that couldn't play Helldivers because it said hell in the name, and we were like, tell his mom to let him play Doom.
Yeah.
Doom doesn't say hell in the name. That'd be good for him.
And you're killing demons.
Yeah. So I saw a headline that said, significantly more female psychopaths go undetected due to male-centric definitions of psychopathy.
Okay.
But the male definition of psychopathy is all girls are psychopaths. Yeah. It's a period drama, again. Like, I don't understand how
like once a month, psychopath.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense that male-centric definitions of psychopathy would result in less diagnoses of females being psychopaths. You'd think that would...
Well, she's got some symptoms, but she seems more like she's just being a bitch.
Shut up, bitch. You have a bad case of shut up, bitch.
I mean, doesn't all women are crazy count as a, count as a diagnosis?
It's more of just
they're all so crazy.
It's a classification of the entire genus.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say fewer women get diagnosed because they have trouble overpowering people to kill them or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, because there's little tiny weak women.
Subversion. They have to mentally torture you with 1 million Japanese torture water drops. That's how they kill people.
I don't know. Like, I would think that they would be harder for them to, like that freaking Elizabeth Holmes, the fake blood drop test lady. You could tell that she was all off because she had that fake deep voice.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did she get all these people to give her money for
this
scam?
Like and subscribe my channel. I'm hosting an open mic
the
at
second
Rapola.
I heard her voice, I knew she was full of shit. How did Henry Kissinger not, you know?
But yeah, we were talking about women with jobs versus women without jobs and how, you know, I had a guy show up at my work, the last job before this one, in the Monday morning. He was like, "Man, I just really don't want to be here today." And I was like, "Nobody wants to be at any work ever. Like, you're not special that you don't want to be here today. We'd all rather be fishing or whatever."
Yeah, go be a hunter-gatherer.
Everybody has things they'd rather be doing than. Like, for me, it's the commute and getting up. Like, I don't care what happens during the day at work. I already didn't want to be here as soon as my eyes opened. I didn't want to drive. I didn't want to get ready. By the time I get to the place, I'm like, whatever. Let's just get through this.
I've never gone to work and be like, oh, that was awesome.
Great day.
The best I've ever been able to do was, wow, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
If you're like, it's not so bad, that's the dream right there.
Every guy that comes home and his girl goes, "How was work today, honey?" You're always like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you think?
Are you asking?
What are you, a psychopath?
How do you think it was? You were at home all day. What do you? I'm diagnosing you right now.
Diagnose psychopaths. They ask you how your day went whenever they knew that every day's horrible.
But nobody likes what they have to do to get money. You know, whores, everybody. That's why they pay you, because it sucks. Whatever you have to go do. Nobody gets paid to do fun shit, and then if you do, you hate it. Like,
yeah, it's like eventually, if I had to play video games for a living, eventually I would probably start hating. God, I gotta freaking play this game, you know?
Yeah. Well,
you don't hate it. You just don't want. You're just doing that instead of what you want to do
in that moment. Right? Yeah.
So
I would not mind being paid once we get to the end of Rebirth and we're just grinding like Chadley on hard.
Yeah,
that'd be fun all day. But nobody likes that forever.
Yeah.
You have to surf the wave of whatever gay shit is cool.
Yeah, I got to think about, like, after 2 weeks of doing that 8 hours a day. Like
8 hours, no. Well, yeah, I gave guitar lessons to some kid for a while, and I was like, this is making me not like to play guitar. I don't want to.
Yeah, well, stand-up's the same way. If you go to enough open mics, you're going to be like, I don't like stand-up.
Yeah.
But it's not like, I don't like stand-up, but I don't like going out after work. A lot of times I go straight from work. So I leave after work, go to some bar, which it's either spend $15 on drinks or don't drink, and you seem like a piece of shit. You wait, however long to go up, and
everybody's got a good system down. Get one drink at every place and just sip on it the whole time. So at least you look like you are helping somehow this establishment.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're waiting to go up. You watch 15 people bomb.
Yeah.
And you go up and bomb. You're like, I'm going to get them. Sometimes I've gone to mics where, they start bumping people in. I'm like, I don't even want to do stand-up now. I just want to go home.
That's what made me start doing it. Was I had a family tragedy, but I also had a 2-year-old daughter. So I was hanging out in the field with my daughter with all these flowers, and she was being cute. And I was just completely miserable because my brother died, or my brother-in-law, and I was like, this is probably how stand-ups do it.
Yeah.
Because you hear a lot of podcasts and interviews where they're really snobby and cunty sounding. Like, I was in the green room and somebody brought bad energy in there and I had to go up. It fucking sucked. This guy came in complaining and then I had to do my set. It was like, you have to get over the energy thing.
I always felt like the more uncomfortable I am, the funnier I am on stage. Like, I've always done the best right. Like, I'm either going through something or somebody just made me have a terrible day.
That's a good gimmick to have, a good novelty. The uncomfortable guy. You can use that whenever you want.
I don't know. I guess that's just kind of how I always dealt with stuff. Was like,
I'm the Dane Cook of being awkward and not wanting to be here.
Yeah.
Every time I get gas, there's the gas in the hose down here in the U under. And I always pick it up and get that last little part of gas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I was landscaping, and my boss was like, "Don't forget to get that. That adds up." And I did it on a date with this girl, and she was like, then I did it again later with her. We were getting gas, and she was like, "Don't forget to get your little Jew gas from the bottom of that."
I don't do that, but I do the tap. Like, I get it all out of the...
Yeah.
For 2 reasons. There's still gas there.
Huh? Because you pee in your pants a little bit after you go pee-pee.
Yeah.
That's how you learn.
I don't want... First of all, I don't want to get gas on my gas cap, so I don't want it to drip everywhere and smell like gas. And also, there's gas in there. You don't want to put it in your car.
Yeah, it's worth something. You've paid for it. It already came out of the thing. So the dollar amount is displayed that it came out of the machine.
So you're leaving money on the table or in the hose.
That is your little Jew gas. It's not Jewish. That's your gas. I'm entitled to that.
I'm entitled to that gas.
The more the price goes up, thanks Biden, I did that or whatever. The more that's worth like maybe a dime in there. I don't know how much gas that is. I was walking here. I was walking back yesterday. No, I was driving back the other time I was here, and I saw a guy walking up Westgate, and he was dressed. You know how sometimes you can't tell if somebody's homeless or not? Like,
yeah.
They're getting newer and newer sneakers and phones around here.
And I went downtown the other day and I saw a bunch of homeless. It felt like they just became homeless today.
Yeah, like as a hobby.
It's like, dude, I can't give you money today.
Yeah, what happened to what you saved up to come do this? Did you just run out?
It's like it's like ambiguous gender, but it's ambiguous housing. Like ambiguously housed.
Yeah,
they're ambiguously housed. That's the perfect.
Every now and then you see it just ripped. Homeless
guy down here that does
like, where's he getting all that protein from?
Yeah, it's like, dude, you can't be out here looking like you eat chicken breasts and leafy greens.
There's a guy in front of the bowling alley that just drops and does push-ups on the median. But this guy over here on Westgate was walking up the hill and talking. He was also gesticulating. I was like, okay, walking is fine. That's not homeless. Walking and talking is fine. People do that. But if you're walking, talking, and gesticulating, you're fucking homeless.
It's homeless behavior.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Because you obviously don't have a phone. You're just yelling at the world or whatever forces are.
Well, that's when you have to like look at their ears. You have to see if you see the AirPods poking out.
Yeah. Well, now they were gonna have homeless people that are rich enough to have AirPods.
Well,
too.
I mean, I already do. Like, they all got phones.
The guy at the punk show was yelling at the condos and calling it unaffordable housing.
Uh-huh.
He was telling everybody to turn around and yell at the condos behind Stubbs. Everybody say, fuck you. I was like, those people aren't home.
Yeah.
It's Friday night. They have a condo downtown. They're rich. You're yelling at an empty building. You're punk raging at nothing.
I wonder how many of them were at the punk show.
Oh, yeah, probably.
That was some definite 50-year-old punk people in that crowd.
There are dudes sitting there rubbing their wives' backs like they're at a nice Kurt Vile show or something. They're watching The Descendants. Thanks for coming out with me, honey. I'm like, I'm behind you. I can see you being gay right now with your wife. I sent you that video of a guy dancing to Final Fantasy music, and then it was just a battle song.
Yeah.
And it's this dude doing a TikTok thing, but he's dressed up like the girl from Final Fantasy, and somebody put in the comments, that's a little gay because you're dressed up like Tifa. And I was like, it was gay way before he dressed up that way.
Yeah.
There's a man dancing for attention on the internet, and you're gay for watching it. It got gay way before the outfit.
I think if you use the internet, you're gay. So
it's all gay. We went to IMAX for Dune. You want to go back for Civil War? It's coming.
Was it filmed? I think it was filmed for IMAX, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's not super sci-fi special effectsy, but it looks like it's a war movie. I wouldn't mind seeing a crazy ass war movie over there.
my problem with that is that it's Texas and California versus the rest of the country.
Yeah,
like, when is Texas ever gonna
team up with California?
Yeah. The rednecks and the homos.
If you tell a Texan you're from California, they throw up in their mouth. Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah, what kind of parallel future is this set in? And then the guy the Plimpton, Jesse Plemons?
Jesse Plemons.
He's
because
like,
if Kirsten Dunst is in a movie, Jesse Plemons also has to be in that movie. They're a package deal, the married couple, I guess, because they're in everything together.
But he's like scary because he has gay sunglasses on or something.
Yeah.
He looks like an army guy, but he's got red glasses. Like, oh, he must be from the California Army.
Yeah, right.
Hey, what kind of American are you guys?
What kind of American are you guys? Are you from Texas?
Oh, and then, my brother-in-law was talking about they've seen porcupines in their backyard recently. But they have a pool, and they were talking about getting one of those Coleman inflatable jacuzzis to put next to it. I was like, not if y'all have porcupines running around. That's going to ruin your shit everywhere.
It's a waste of money.
Yeah, you have to do a nature check for your neighborhood and see what the porcupine count is before you buy an inflatable anything.
Was he the one that was talking about that? Wow.
Yeah.
An inflatable jacuzzi. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't even know
They're
what that is.
$500. They're pretty heavy duty. They're like a raft, like a whitewater rafting type of inflatable. Like the Army grade rubber. You just put it in your... Yeah, you got a good slab for it.
I've seen some like mini pools in people's yards when I was doing like let's just call it landscaping. And
yeah.
they're like, it's not like a full size above ground pool, but it's like, about hot tub size. But it's got like a water filter and all that on it.
$498. Coleman Salu Spa inflatable hot tub spa.
Yeah.
Portable hot tub with heated water system and 140 bubble jets. That's fancy. Fits 4 people.
140 bubble jets.
Does it come with a cooler? It's Coleman. They should have
I
an
know.
attached cooler to the
They
side.
should throw one in.
Yeah.
Anything that has Coleman on it should be able to keep your beer cold.
Watch, there's going to be a Yeti jacuzzi that comes out next year for $2,000, and everybody's going to get that one instead just because it's called Yeti, but it's the exact same thing as the Coleman. This Yeti takes everything that Coleman does and makes it 4 times as much.
Right.
My buddy was, that Dan Soder special, he was talking about getting caught with porn because his wife was in the shower, and he went to the Bluetooth speaker in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
What he was watching. I was watching it with my buddy, and he was like, I always turn off the Bluetooth first before I start watching porn every time.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the new locking your bedroom door when you're 16 is turning off the Bluetooth for the rest of the house.
I put mine on the most discoverable you can and just hope somebody drives up.
Yeah. Well, you want everybody to know your fetish so they'll play along when it's time to get busy.
Oh, my God. He likes...
It's a good way to actually send.
Yeah, right.
It's a good way to send hints to your girl. Is leave the Bluetooth on and be like, "Here's what I like."
Yeah.
Like, if you get the most vanilla porn, what do you think that the algorithm starts showing you? Like,
they're just
it's like Mormon churches in your area or something.
They try to get you to expand your horizons just a little bit.
I really only like to watch like just big boobies and missionary.
Yeah. That's the guy from Dudley and Bob's. Like, my favorite sexual position is being in the room.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be there. Heath has never seen Alien before, and we're getting to some good gross out shit in 4K here.
Nice.
Have you never seen Alien?
I've always wanted to watch Alien while having to talk about something completely off.
I'm horrified. This is stand-up comedy. You're going through something, and you still have to act like nothing's happening and everything's fine. Did you guys see the PS5 Pro shit? The specs?
Yeah.
It's 3 times faster. But there's no 8K games yet. Nobody develops in 8K yet.
Yeah. I don't see the need for 8K because this is 4K. It looks perfect. It looks fine.
I can't perceive.
Yeah, until you see it in 8K.
Yeah, then
like,
you see
4K looks like dog
no
shit.
idea.
A bunch of 20-year-olds coming over like, you can't see that?
I remember
like
when
dog whistle thing.
that game Oblivion came out for Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it's better than real life. It's better graphics than real life.
Yeah.
Look at this. You can see every leaflet of the horse armor.
And like 10 years later, I'm like, this looks like dog shit. What was I thinking?
You remember it one way, and then you go back and watch it, and you're like, this looks terrible.
I mean, for the time, it was amazing, though.
That's the problem with being able to if I could send my mind back in time and be a kid again, I'd be like, oh man, these games are kind of clunky and lame. But at the time they were amazing. But as you progress and you see better and better things, all of a sudden it's like sex, right? It's like whenever you're 14 years old, just the thought of seeing a boob makes you go ooh, like that. Yeah. But now it's the Adam Sandler. Now I only get excited when I see a girl pee.
Yeah.
What the hell happened to me? It's the same way with video games, right? You go back and you watch, unless you go back to the old Pixel Super Nintendo stuff. That stuff still looks good.
I can only get hard when I'm waiting in the closet for pies to cool now.
Yeah.
Weird. You develop weird things.
But yeah, going back and looking at some of those. I don't know. Do you remember whenever DVDs first came out and you started seeing the comparison between VHS and DVD?
Yeah.
That was amazing. Yeah. And now DVDs is just muddy and blurry and shitty. And then the difference between DVDs and Blu-rays. Yeah. Do you remember those little? There was an article that showed the difference between a screenshot of the Lord of the Rings DVD and the Lord of the Rings Blu-ray, and when it shows the map at the very beginning, and then you go to the Blu-ray one, and all of a sudden it's perfectly clear in 1080p high definition. So maybe 8K will be like that to 4K, but a lot of times I kind of can't even tell the difference between 1080p and 4K in a lot of this stuff.
I remember when 1080p TVs first started getting popular, early 2010s.
Yeah.
And none of the movies were shot for it, and everything looked so weird. It looked like I don't know. It looked like people were putting on some shitty play or something.
Yeah.
But now they're saying VR headsets are approaching the eye's resolution limits. So then what?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case.
Then we got to start getting haptic feedback on our penises.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How many K is the human eye?
I tried to do that to my girlfriend.
Mine is like
PS2.
480p because
Yeah. I guess somebody's calculated it. A rough estimate of the average eye is about 576 million pixels. They figured out how many pixels we see in. A single glance would only be about 5 to 15 megapixels.
Okay.
So is 8K. So is 4K the amount of pixels? Like if it says 4K, it's 4,000 pixels.
The most commonly discussed 16K resolution is a bunch of numbers, which doubles UHD. I don't know.
But what's your eye's refresh rate? How many?
Yeah,
frames
right.
per
There's a
second
refresh rate. There's
can you
like
perceive?
HDR, like the amount of light coming in.
So
There's
once
a lot
it gets
of
better than
calculations.
what we can
What
see,
is it when you're on mushrooms? Because it should
Yeah,
go
right.
up.
Yeah.
that's what you have to do to be able to have 8K gaming
Yeah.
and a VRR.
You have to be
You
on
have to-
mushrooms.
yeah. So every 8K TV is going to come with a bag.
You also get parallel processing through your nose.
Interdimensional cable is the next thing. Brenda Song, Macaulay Culkin's girlfriend, says that he makes her feel the most beautiful with nothing on her face. She doesn't have to wear makeup. To which Macaulay Culkin responded, "I bet you could feel beautiful with something on your face." I feel you feel more beautiful with something on your face.
You could probably
I got
turn that
something.
into,
I got something for you. You can put on your
stage.
face to make
Yeah.
you feel beautiful.
Oh, come.
Yeah. Bop, 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 bop. There's a bar called the Mothership in Milwaukee, and the owner closed it during the RNC to avoid serving Trump supporters. So an anti-Trump owner of a business who's now also anti-capitalism and doesn't want to make any money because there's a crowd of people in town. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Well, what if they were Nazis, Josh? Would you serve Nazis at your bar?
I'm sure he's served a bunch of Nazis before and didn't know.
Yeah, but what if
People
you
have
knew?
been coming and going out of there forever.
What if a guy walked in like swastikas and stuff? Would you serve him?
If you're going to close your bar for political purposes because of the people that are in town, then you shouldn't get to have a bar.
Yeah.
Bars are for everybody.
Pro-Nazi take from Josh in today's episode of God Awful Gospel Hour.
I don't know. I feel like if you don't, it's your bar. You can do whatever you want with it.
I guess so.
I
opened
think
it
If you don't
to
want to
make
make,
money.
if you don't want to make a cake for a gay couple,
You don't have to keep your bar open for the Trump people.
yeah, I don't care.
If you... This is a new
That's
Jeff
freedom.
Foxworthy.
That's what we're fighting for.
Yeah.
With our jokes.
Yeah. We're on the front lines
With
of,
our art.
of the war.
Yeah,
our creative
the
art.
idea war, the real war. I'm not anywhere near that shit.
Do you feel like when you're writing jokes, you're being creative and making art?
So I don't really. Well, I try to sit down and write jokes, but
Yeah,
most
you're
of the
saying very
times I'll just like have an idea and then I'll jot it down. So I'm not like actively writing.
Yeah,
so I'm
just
not like I'm
premises.
gonna go create something.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, that's a good idea.
Well, there are people that do that. I mean, like Stephen Wright and Mitch Hedberg. I'm sure they wrote that shit. All their thinker
Yeah.
being like Jeselnik probably. You have to sit down and write. But, we're not all
Yeah.
Hemingway. Most of, like Shane Gillis' style is just kind of hanging out and being funny with your friends.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite kind of stuff.
I should
Yeah.
sit down and write more, but
Like when you can be comfortable in front of the thing in the crowd and just bullshit around.
That's why I like it whenever I have my specially curated group of bros come over and we cook food and we sit around and we talk about how stupid women are. And it's really fun.
My friends think I'm funny and my
Yeah.
mom says I'm handsome too.
Yeah.
So they just finally successfully tested a maglev train on regular train tracks in Italy. So that means it's possible to have a magnetically levitated high-speed super trains on just regular train tracks, which means those tracks are made of something magnetic that you can repulse.
Yeah,
off of.
metal, right?
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah.
You have to ask the Chinese. They
It's
made them.
never going to happen. We're never going to get an awesome rail system.
Well,
We're never going to live in the utopia.
We have so many old rails going through Austin that aren't even used anymore. That if they had a maglev on there, it'd probably kill a bunch of people.
Yeah,
It's a
fly
retrofit.
off a cliff.
well, I'm pro that whatever.
Pro killing a bunch of people.
Yes,
Yeah, hell yeah.
especially especially people on 6th Street.
Speaking of Italy, we were
They'll
watching the
get
Ferrari
fucked up
movie.
for way more money than it's necessary.
all the dumb drunk blondes on Lime scooters are going to get killed by maglevs on old tracks, and then Austin will become a better place.
Yep.
They'll undo the Californication of Austin with this high-speed train to the dome.
I came up with the idea that raise taxes on people who've moved to Austin from California.
Yeah.
Like if you could strategically raise taxes on individual people, I think that would solve a lot of problems. I had that back in the day, whenever Bush, when we invaded Iraq and all that. So when Obama got elected, they should have raised taxes only for people who voted for Bush the last time.
Yeah.
Because they were the ones who were volunteering all of our tax dollars to go to this thing. So, all right, you pay for it then.
Yeah, the I did this sticker.
Yeah, right, yeah. But I guess they can't do that. You can't really figure out who people voted for. There's a record of who people voted for, though, right? I mean, there has to be in order for, like, election integrity and all that shit.
Well, Biden was one of the few Democrats that was very pro-Iraq.
Yeah. And I think even freaking Hillary Clinton voted for the resolution. It was so stupid.
It's almost like they're all bad
They're
people
all the
and
same
they need
thing.
to die.
Yeah, all the presidents learned from JFK that you don't fuck with the military industrial illusion of democracy, or you get a hole in your head. So they're all like, yeah, sure, war, whatever. And they say no war on the campaign trail, and then you see the budget come out, and you're like, oh, fuck. They were not ever...
The billionaires come and talk to you in a back room, and they're like...
You get the sit down. You get the sit down that made Obama wrinkly and gray after 2 years. Oh, my God, they're killing babies. The U.S. government agencies have demanded fixable ice cream machines. That was another headline.
What?
Now that porn and TikTok have been banned, they're moving on to the next most important thing.
The next most important thing, yeah.
God damn, I want my fucking ice cream. How am I supposed to feed a family of 5 with a broken ice cream machine? Yeah. I'm a Texas man.
Maybe we shouldn't be giving so many people all this access to all this food that causes long-term health problems.
I think people need to have less access to information. Like, one of the greatest crimes of humanity was that they burned down the library in Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
And the word library is based on the Latin for free, libra. So it used to only be for free people. Slaves weren't allowed to use the library.
Yeah.
And it's such a, horrible thing they did to those less fortunate. But now, with the internet, we're starting to see some people maybe don't need to have all of the information.
Well, I mean, it's not so much the information; it's the fact that they can
put out
information.
Yeah.
So
freedom of speech.
And also now with the technology is like you can make something convincing even though it's completely horseshit.
Mm-hmm. Did y'all see the Wes Anderson short film on Netflix?
Oh, the Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the little trailer for it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Snuck under the radar.
It's based on a Roald Dahl book, like the guy who did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That guy hates Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, probably.
He was a big detractor from the Gene Wilder one.
How do you
Wes
feel
Anderson
about,
was?
No, Roald Dahl, the guy that
he
wrote the
didn't
book.
like it. Yeah.
How do you feel about James and the Giant Peach, the stop motion?
Yeah, I don't think he was alive.
Oh. He's turning in his grave like a peach.
Yeah, he's rolling. But Stephen King didn't like Kubrick's Shining, and then Stephen King did his own version of The Shining, and it was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So sometimes you maybe don't listen to the guy who wrote the thing.
Some people don't need all the information.
James and the Giant Penis.
Yeah, there you go. Trump said there's going to be a bloodbath if he wasn't reelected. That was the headline.
Yeah.
But he was actually saying there's going to be a bloodbath for the Mexican auto industry because he's going to move all the manufacturing back to America. But everybody just took what, again, they manipulated the information and made it for what they wanted.
Dude, I hope that they move all the manufacturing back to America and then people are like, oh, these jobs suck.
Yeah. Good luck with doing your own landscaping.
Have you ever worked in a factory?
It's miserable.
It is not fun. You're standing in one spot doing the same thing for 10 hours. They don't pay you shit.
You write a lot of
they
jokes.
Treat you like
if you're doing the same thing over and over again for 10 hours, you sit there and write jokes in your head all day long.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do in school.
That is a good way to write jokes.
Yeah. Repetitive action. Celine Dion shares words of encouragement on Stiff Person Syndrome Awareness Day. She says, we can do it.
Stiff person?
I had no idea this was...
Is that what they call dead people now? This woke shit is going out of control.
It's Memorial Day. It's the same thing.
Stiff people.
Person syndrome.
I guess Celine Dion said.
I think I had that when I was in middle school.
It's going away.
Rare progressive neurological disorder. Why is it called stiff person syndrome? That's so weird.
And why do they have?
Because the first guy that had it had a permanent boner.
Yeah.
Is there enough of them to have an awareness day?
His name was Thaddeus M. Stiffy.
There's a black gay Republican.
Kojak?
Yeah. Rob Kojak Smith says Missouri Republican heckled him at a MAGA event.
I'm black and I'm gay and I'm voting for Trump.
He feels seen and heard and represented now. He's got a representative at MAGA events. We had a successful Final Fantasy stream with you. Got a bunch of views last time you were here.
That's good
On YouTube. But there was everyone is streaming that game right now because it just came out and it's super popular. So it started popping up on my YouTube, and it's all just hot girls with their cleavage out streaming Final Fantasy, which you can make all the outfits in Final Fantasy hot girls with their cleavage out.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about the glass ceiling, but people don't talk about the ass ceiling where hot girls
stream more successfully.
They stream more successfully than
we can't break through.
Guys like
I don't think the god awful entertainment's ever going to break through the ass ceiling.
Nobody wants to look at the cleavage of my nuts.
Yeah.
No matter how many texts you send out.
We can all just put the camera real close up right here while we're streaming and be like, look, it's cleavage.
Yeah, we can do that.
But you guys were playing yesterday and you had it all on bikini mode. That's in 8K variable refresh, better cleavage than the human eye can perceive. Why do you want to watch a little girl in the corner in real life?
What I don't understand is you can look up porn for free. Like, why do you give don't you want somebody that's competent playing the game?
I think it's somebody with a large, normal-sized brain.
Yeah, that's a good spin on the kind of like woke bio pronouns people saying, why do you want hot women in games? Just watch porn. Like, well, why do we want to watch them stream video games? We could watch porn if we wanted to see a hot chick. I want to see somebody who's good at video game streaming. That's a good one.
I bet there's a stream of a girl playing Final Fantasy X2 just getting all the outfits and changing all the outfits all the time because those are like the equipment modifier. Like they all have modifiers on them. So it's what fashion you have gives you different powers.
If I want to jerk off to video games, I'll go to the character creation screen of Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
They fixed that so that when you turn them, everything wiggles now.
Yeah, it flops. Yeah.
Though the dicks and titties flop or just the dicks?
Well, I know the dicks flop around. I'm like, that's hurtful.
I feel
the way they show. They just make it like everybody's just got a floppy dick that flops around. Sometimes they just sit there like a little...
Well, I mean, yeah, Final Fantasies are kind of, they're a little gay. They're a little girly.
Dude, I just got to the gold saucer.
Yeah.
So gay.
Yeah, there's a whole gay dance.
The dance that they do, the big muscle daddy that comes up and was like, I'm going to fight you. And
I think that's the biggest, longest FMV in the whole game.
Yeah.
Like the mandatory cutscene that you have to watch all of it. It's a dance number.
I took a video game design class in my 1 year of college that I did, and
thank you for your service.
Thank you. They said that unskippable cutscenes are bad game design.
Yeah.
Okay. What if you made a bunch of Japanese slave children work really hard to make the CG? Somebody has to enjoy it. And then you're skipping it. This kid jumped off a roof for you to skip the scene.
Yeah.
And got bounced back into the mailroom with the net at the bottom floor of the building.
Yeah. Hey, it's a chest burster scene.
So what's the matter? Your food eating you?
Yeah.
This is a famous, iconic. They put it in Spaceballs.
Yeah, I've seen this before.
So the entire cast didn't know what was about to happen. They said,
really?
Yeah, they had no idea that this is all genuine reactions.
That's great.
Because they had no idea that this had been designed or created. They knew that there was going to be an alien that pops out of him, but they didn't know exactly what it was going to be.
So how did that get into him? I wasn't watching.
Oh, the face hugger got on his face.
Remember when they were doing the surgery and the thing went around his neck tighter?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was impregnating his stomach with a tube.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how aliens...
Should I be turned on right now?
Yes. Every alien movie has a droid or a company man that's trying to preserve the alien and while it's killing everybody. They're like, well, no, we have to research it, and people keep dying. And then he becomes more and more of a bad guy. He's like, we have to save it and bring home a sample. And they're like, it murdered all the kids.
Yeah. It's a horrible, horrible monster that we can't kill. Bullets bounce off of it, you know.
But yeah, Final Fantasy Rebirth kind of reminded me of Nick Mullen's sexual Jeff Goldblum voice. Because it's like, you have to fight evil and save the world, but go on a date.
Yeah, right.
And put on a bikini. Maybe take a break and buy some clothes. Change. And see if you can peek in the keyhole at the girl while she's putting on a bikini.
Yeah, I keep trying to intrude on Tifa and Aerith while they're like changing and stuff, but I can't ever do it. That stupid game won't let me. That's the VR I need. That's the world I need where I can just like peep on Aerith and Tifa. Peep on my girls.
Yeah. It feels naughty. Even though you can look at all the porn in the world.
Yeah,
there is porn of actual girls that are hotter than those models dressed up as those girls.
Yeah.
Scissor banging.
Yeah.
But you'd rather change the outfits in the game
and do it and try and like and change the camera angle to look at Tifa's camel toe.
If I'm in photo mode, I can see up their panties. Have you ever had night terrors?
I was the chair.
Yeah, I know.
Not everyone knows.
It was a 20-second blast. You're Simon Rex.
There's no way that's fakeable.
Have you ever gotten night terrors?
No, my mom gets them. And I stayed with her for a while, and I didn't know she had night terrors. And so I was woken up in the middle of the night with her going, "Help! Help! Help!" And I like ran in there. I'm like, "What's going on?" And I woke her up, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I just dreamed someone was getting me or something."
Dude, my wife had 2 bad dreams yesterday and was pissed off at me all day. She was like, in the morning, she was like, I had a couple bad dreams. I hope it doesn't affect my mood all day. And halfway through the day, I was like, it's happening.
Yeah.
I didn't do the thing in your dream. Chill out.
So everybody has that, right? Where like your wife or girlfriend has a dream that like you cheated on her. And the whole next day she's mad at you.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off. Learn the difference between reality and
I'm
dreams.
supposed to get over stuff real quick. You can get over a dream.
My ex had a dream about me cheating on her, and she's like, I was mad at first, but then I realized it was just a dream. So I guess she's a little more evolved than some women.
She's a man.
But then she cheated on me. So
she is a dude. She's a bro.
Yeah.
You found a cool girl
secretly.
Every time you can finally find a cool girlfriend, she cheats on you because she's a bro.
Yeah. Dude.
You know how the babies have that spider image in their head when they're born of trauma for previous? We were talking about it last time you were here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your lizard brain knows like sources of danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why every woman responds poorly when you say, "Are you on your period?" Because of the historical generational trauma of when we used to make them go live in the river.
Yeah, like people are like naturally afraid of snakes.
Yeah.
Right? Like if a baby gets bitten by a snake, it starts screaming.
Yeah.
Immediately. Because they're naturally afraid.
Yeah. I have
he's naturally afraad.
Yeah. Look, he's naturally.
He started screaming. It's so instinctual.
This is amazing seeing nature work on this level.
Yeah. If he hadn't had those dreams about the snake, he wouldn't have cared about being bit at all. It would have been just like, whatever. Oh, I have to show you this video. This girl was playing Call of Duty, and she was, being very performative and saying, "This is what happens when you play as a girl online, and how you get treated as a woman. And guys, when they find out you're a girl, they attack you." And it's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen.
Can you send it to me? I can put it on the laptop.
I used to play a lot of Dota 2, and every time there was a girl would play, everybody was so nice, and Dota 2 is known for
toxicity.
So that shit is what would piss me off. Like, be a toxic piece of shit to her.
Yeah,
you fucks. You just told me to kill myself, and you're like, "Oh, you want to heal me or whatever?" I love you. What's your address?
It starts off with saying "men need to" with this chick with a septum piercing.
Men need to do better because this is what happens when I say one word in Call of Duty.
I'll give
Bless you. You're welcome.
That's a whole That's a transmission, bro. Don't talk to that thing. It's a transmission, bro. That's a hermaphrodite, bro.
That's one of them transmitters. That's what you're talking about. It's one of them transmitters.
You're an abomination. You are the abomination of
Shut
God.
up. Bro, she's
Right,
she's
she
one
on me,
bird
bro.
away from having a massive ass heart attack, bro. Get that out of here.
It wants to be a woman. Don't call it a woman. It's not a woman.
Hey, you got an old fans?
We got a Karen on our team with 0 kills. That's crazy. Your dog water, fat. Get off my team.
Half our team has 0 kills.
Hey,
Got a
Shane.
football and baloney nipples, y'all.
You really like thinking about me naked. That's really kind of weird.
She got cheese under her flaps. She got cheese under them jelly rolls. That bitch got gravy on her right now. You know she's smelling
it's kinda hard.
Oh God, that bitch died kills and slim fast. But I couldn't focus, but I got that fat on my mind. I'm trying to help her lose some weight.
Yo, bark for me, girl.
Speak.
Bark
No,
for
that
me.
ugly, real tall. I bet you look like the Scream Master.
Bro, your coaches told you to get into shape. I bet you thought it's circle.
Thanks for the content, besties.
You shut up. You fat.
Follow me
you
on
fat
Twitch,
bitch.
TikTok,
Yeah,
Instagram.
work
My
your
name's
way
Save
back.
Us here.
I will if you exercise. How
Clap.
about that?
How much do you think we have to pay her for the unedited version of that where we can
You know,
hear
I
her
agree.
saying
Those
fat
men
bitch?
need to do better. They could have packed in a lot more jokes.
Yeah, they could have had way more clever insults. That was good though. There's another one of those. You remember that video where that girl started walking down? That she had a guy walking in front of her with a camera and a backpack, and he'd walk in front of her, and she'd walk down like New York City streets, and they were just filming all the catcalling that she gets.
Yeah, I think.
And then, of course, I noticed immediately the thing that they were expecting me not to notice, which was that all the guys catcalling her were like black or Hispanic. None of them were white or whatever. And instantly, as soon as they posted saying, "Look how horrible the catcalling is," they started getting comments calling them racist, so they had to take it down. That's what that one reminds me of, because that was a lot of black dudes calling her names on that Call of Duty lobby.
All those dudes were having a rad time.
Yeah.
Like, she provided them
With so much entertainment.
an
yeah.
awesome.
Dude, that was like that. My favorite one was the Karen on our team with 0 kills.
But, you
And
know,
also, they didn't cheat. I mean, I don't know how the conversation was. Were they just talking and she wasn't? It seems like they were answering her, but her conversation was left out there.
It was very edited, yeah.
Yeah,
They
so,
love to do that.
I mean,
they edited out the word bitch. Like, we're not adults here. I can hear the word. I'll be okay.
And on this subreddit where this got posted, everybody's acting like pearl clutching and acting like it's so horrible. I'm looking for the one that said, "This is pretty funny. I like this."
Well, girls getting, catcalled by guys is similar to, like, nerds getting bullied. Like,
I kind of isn't it so in my friend group, if you're talking shit to someone, for the most part that's like a good thing. Like
Yeah.
It's like bonding.
You're
Yeah.
busting each other's balls.
Yeah.
well, if you make fun of someone and you happen to have been in a boring room with your friends beforehand and then someone made fun of someone, it doesn't necessarily have to be that person's expense. It's there was no fun in this room, and then you made fun. If you made fun of me, that's still better than nothing having happened because there was no fun here.
Yeah, I mean,
And then you made fun. That's a comedian's job. I've created fun. Now this is a fun place.
yeah.
Sorry that you got made fun of for being dumb, but somebody had to do it. And it's the same thing with girls getting catcalled.
if you want to be treated like one of the boys,
yeah,
sorry, that's.
I've been made to feel
what it is.
unsafe by your comments.
You think
now.
I've never been called trans? You think nobody's ever commented on my tits?
Well, you have a D&D thing this evening?
They got canceled.
Oh, okay. Why? Because somebody said faggot?
Yes.
This cancel culture is pervasive into Dungeons and Dragons at this
No,
point.
it's just like there's 6 people in our group or 7, something like that, and somebody's always got something. So
Yeah, it's really, really hard to get a group regularly together for D&D, even if is it face to face or is it?
yeah, it's
over?
face to face
Yeah.
in person. So ladies,
You want to come get called a transmission?
that's cool. And also, the dungeon master fucked up because he was like, "This is like a year campaign." So I feel like people are like, "Oh, a year."
That's a big commitment.
I feel like people are gonna start dropping like flies. I hope I'm wrong, but
Yeah. Well, we were going to do a stream of Baldur's Gate because it's Dungeons and Dragons, and you and Donnie are both familiar with that world. There's been a bunch of drama with that game over the last week. Larian Studios, who made that and Divinity, got into it with Wizards of the Coast, and they're not going to do Baldur's Gate 4. They're not going to do any DLC. It's probably
they
another.
They were working on DLC.
That's a shame because Baldur's Gate 3 is the best representation of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Besides maybe like
having
Neverwinter Nights.
Yeah. Well, so there's Baldur's Gate. There's Baldur's Gate 2. Was Neverwinter Nights in the same? It was the same type of gameplay, as isometric and all that stuff. Right?
So it was like quote unquote live action. It was isometric, but it was like you pause.
Okay.
Did you ever play like Pillars of Eternity?
Yeah, I played Pillars of Eternity.
It's a very similar combat system to that.
Nice.
Well, we were going to start getting Heath back over here for Baldur's Gate streams, and we're trying to decide whether we want to start halfway through and just, 2-player battle randomly around the map, or do the whole story from the beginning to
honestly, I think we could start with like a level 3 character that's past the tutorial and stuff, and I think it would be fine.
Yeah, I could do that. I could start a character and get through the tutorial, and then we could just start a stream.
Because then you have the whole world to kill everybody.
Yeah.
We were talking about Heath's joke. He says, my friends were like, you want to get married? You can do it.
Which one is it?
It's the one.
One vagina. They're like one vagina your whole life, just one pussy. It's like, dude, how much pussy was I getting beforehand? Oh yeah, 0. So yeah, that's easy math. 1 for the rest of my life. That's easy math, man. It's like I'd much rather have 1 the rest of my life than 0 most of the time.
Yeah.
So I saw him do that joke twice, and it triggered my autism. And we were walking back to the car after Roscoe's on Wednesday at like 11 p.m. And I was like, what percentage of 0 is 1?
Yeah.
Because you said it's easy math. So it'd be funny to put a tag on there for what that math actually is. And then I got home and looked it up, and it was undefinable.
Yeah, right. You can't. 0 doesn't come into play with that.
So then I texted him a screenshot, and I was like, "This guy's out here getting undefinable amounts of pussy."
Yeah.
Theoretical. Yeah. Start getting into like imaginary numbers.
I'm in the multiverse of quantum pussy.
It's like Schrodinger's pussy.
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
Heisenberg's uncertainty pussy.
Well, why don't we connect everything and boot it up and test it out? So Heath, thanks for coming on with us. You got any plugs for us?
No. Why would you ask? I'll be at the Vulcan on April
3rd,
and I'll be at the Leander Beer Market April 13th, and then I'll be at Wake the Dead April 18th.
So you got some April dates coming up. Next month for you.
What are your @?
Heath Underhill.
Everything? No underscores, periods?
Lowercase? At Heath Underhill Instagram, and you can find everything from my Instagram. So.
You got a link tree on there?
You
got a link tree on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see it all.
You have a YouTube channel?
I do. It's Heath Underhill Comedy.
All right.
There's nothing on it except for like my Kill Tony set.
We're going to get tagged in a bunch of shit.
Yeah, Heath Underhill Comedy TikTok if you want to tag me on that too.
Yeah, that's what happens.
But my TikTok is just...
You're going to be annoyed because turn your notifications off.
Well, I don't get notifications for TikTok. My fiance does all the TikTok stuff.
She's going to be annoyed. You're going to get like 3 tags a day on these things.
That'll be fine.
Making clips and stuff.
As long as I'm okay.
All right. Everybody go to Vulcan April 8th. That sounds like a good night. Downtown.
Yep, it'll be a Monday. Fuck Kill Tony. Do my thing.
Familiar with that room from watching Kill Tony. It's the same room that Kill Tony was in back in the day.
Yep, and all the good comics stayed, and all. No, I'm just kidding.
They still were selling those anti-woke T-shirts when we were there for Channel 5.
Yeah, it's like Woke Free Zone or whatever. Yeah.
The Vulcan?
Yeah, they're still branded with Rogan-esque, Hinchcliffe-esque.
I don't know how to feel about that because woke people are annoying and anti-woke people are also annoying.
Yeah, it's like that meme of a YouTube video, and it's 2 guys like throwing punches at each other and it says 2 retards fighting.
Well, Tony Hinchcliffe taught us all that you can be racist against Asians as long as you hire one to open your popular YouTube show for the next 3 years.
Yeah, right.
That's reparations.
I feel like it's fair. Make one guy rich, and the guy that you actually hurt is back into obscurity. So I don't know, man. Saying one thing that may be interpreted as racist by another person that has different views than you, I don't think makes you racist.
I could see accidentally saying it if you're asking for a Sharpie.
And also
and
judging
like, what color
people,
Sharpie do you want? The blackie Sharpie.
Yeah. Also judging people by like one thing they do
Yeah.
in their entire life is just really, it's a really shitty way to evaluate a whole ass person.
Well, the new Brian Simpson specials, the Live from the Mothership, is on Netflix, and his whole first 20 minutes is about how you know how racist you are as a white person based on. He does it really funny, but it's pretty good. It's like you don't have to hate anybody. We can tell that you have a hierarchy in your mind of who's above and who's below each other.
Yeah.
And you're making it obvious or not, depending on how you're raised. And he's like, it's okay, white people, we understand. We have the same thing, we look down on Mexicans, and everybody has a little subconscious hierarchy of, that's just a human flaw, of weakness that you have to kind of grow up and get rid of in your mind, of not thinking about who's better than anybody else.
Well, racism was started because like people were in like these little villages.
Yeah.
And then if someone looked different than you, that means they were trying to come kill you or something. Yeah. So
our minds evolved to be in tribes of 1 to 200 people.
So if I do anything remotely racist, that's my excuse.
Yeah. I'm inbred. I was inbred a long time ago by retards. It's not my fault.
Yeah, you do the Jessica Rabbit. I'm not bad. I was just born. I was just drawn that way. Yeah. All right, that's the episode for today, and we're gonna play some video games. So bye.
Bye.